This is the same guy that trained Mike Powell, who just set the world record in the long jump, breaking Bob Beeman's record. Wayne also, at the same time, had his brother Brent live with him in Los Angeles, and he worked out too. So Gretzky, noting that he's getting older, is working harder to stay one of the best, or maybe the best.
Here is Hatcher centering it for the United States, and they get their first goal. Janney pops it in on the setup from the defenseman Hatcher, 5-1.
This is a power play goal for the American team. Janney had 3 points in game 1 of this tournament for Team USA. Their Hatcher powers his way into the zone, and from that point, the Americans flood the front. 4 different players, including Janney, and Janney's the man that got to the loose puck. Hatcher with a strong play to get through Stevens and into the zone, and the puck will come back to Janney, and Ranford, with all that traffic, I don't think saw it. So we have a 5-1 game now. A lot of specialty team goals.
Hatcher playing it ahead for Otto.
Team USA's goals.
Team Canada shooting into the United States corner. 9 minutes to go in the second period. Janney from Hatcher. Here's Gretzky from behind the net now. Granato also an assist on that American goal. Gretzky looks to make his play, wheels in front, whistle sounds. They whistle it down before the shot by Gretzky. Kaharski with a call in the corner, and now Otto starts to mix it up in there
with Lindros.
Lindros on top of it.
Now, no fighting allowed in this tournament. International hockey rules. You get into a fight, the initiator of the fight is tossed. If the person retaliates in the fight, he could also be tossed. But I believe the first penalty here was upcoming to Team Canada, an interference call in the offensive zone. That was the original, I believe.
What I think is probably happening here, these teams played each other so often in 5 exhibition games, there are some ongoing grudges. There's some feelings that have carried over here because they are not sticking to hockey.
Larmer and Lindros in the penalty. I think the original was going to Larmer. You're going to see, and right here, Hatcher get pulled down. Larmer's trying to hold up Hatcher as Gretzky had the puck. It's a smart play if you don't get caught. Now Lindros goes over to Otto after Otto was having words with Gretzky. Hey, you gotta love that. When your best player is having words with the opposition, you go over and look after your asset. For an 18-year-old kid, he did a pretty good job of it.
He's so big and strong, he just bowled Otto over.
You gotta love that in a kid. That's things you look for when you scout hockey players that look after your teammates and such. Messier now having words. Messier, by the way, very stiff today after playing all that ice time in game 1.
So an extra penalty goes Canada's way. Tim Taylor, the United States coach, will have an advantage with Lindros and Larmer, both in the penalty box. And for the USA, Otto will serve 2.
As per international rules, we have a 4-on-3 situation here, aside from the goaltenders. Open ice, you have to look at speed players. Canada goes with 1 forward, Messier, along with 2 defensemen to kill a penalty. The Americans, Roenick on the ice. Watch the speed here.
It's even more meaningful when they play 4-on-3 in this situation on those larger European rinks.
Oh boy, yeah. You're absolutely right.
Messier, Roenick, battling for the face-off in the USA zone. 5-1 Canada, 8:43 to play.
The linesman throws Messier out. That means a defenseman has to step in. Steve Smith will take the draw.
Smith, McInnes, and Messier on the ice for Canada. Roenick to Chelios, and they come forward for the United States. Janney is on the right. He is the only goal for the Americans. Leach is turned back to the blue line for the checking of Messier. Now Chelios, left side pass, gets it across to Leach. In behind, Ranford stopping it. Smith with it. Up the boards. They fail to clear. Off the back of the net, Messier collecting it. Janney checking him. Now Smith between two United States players. Rags the puck, kills a few more seconds, feeds McInnes, and he clears. 40 seconds and these 3 penalties have gone by. Less than 8 minutes to play in the second period as Chelios feeds Leach. Rick wide to Roenick. Back to Janney. Chelios parked on the point. Awaits the pass. Collects it here. Left side. Leach. Fakes. Chelios. Janney. Centering. Intercepted. Number 99 brings it up for Canada. On his right is Graham. Gretzky will take it back out to the neutral zone. Play it across for Desjardins, and he sweeps it down into the corner of the United States at 45 seconds of the penalty.
You see Wayne Gretzky read the play. Leach had moved in from the point, was wide open, and Gretzky read it. Gretzky pretty good without the puck.
Now Chelios. Roenick in there with him, chasing it in behind. Janney in the far corner. Suter back on the left point. Still 4-on-3. USA for 25 seconds here. Chelios. Suter to Janney. Turned around, still loose beside the Canadian goal. Sutter comes in to help out. Janney goes down, bumped by Howard-Chuck. Here's Suter for the United States. 8 seconds to go, and the manpower advantage relayed wide of Redford. Janney. For Chelios. Left side Suter. All the players come back on the ice. They're at full strength, and it's whistled down to the side of the goal. Only one shot in all that on the part of the United States.
And Otto and Lindros bumping again.
This is the Labatt Canada Cup from Hamilton.
Mike Gainon's team, specialty teams, especially in this game, have really gotten the job done. Let's take a look here at the Canadians spread out as they're killing off a penalty. So watch the man in front with a 2-on-1 coming his way. That's Desjardins. As the puck is moved down by Suter, you see the 2-on-1, but hold it. If he goes over here, this man's open. Instead, he stayed in the middle, and the pass could not go through. We roll it. We'll see he can't get through. A good drop down by all three, killing the penalty. And Desjardins, who is not a fancy defenseman, proving that he's smart and just stayed in his position.
Otto's got Olczyk and Mullen with him as the play resumes in the Canadian zone. Tocchet over on the far boards, lifts it out to center ice. Robitaille gloves it down and brings it inside the American blue line. Fleury through the legs of Robitaille. Weinrich in the corner. 5-1, Team Canada. They press for more. Fleury couldn't quite get that pass to him. Leach intercepts. Mullen brings it inside the blue line. He's sandwiched and goes down. Played loose in front for Olczyk. He can't get a shot away, and Fleury comes away with a right-wing pass for Tocchet. Tocchet tried to feed Robitaille wide open, couldn't get it to him. This is Mullen. Weinrich to Brian Leach, and off the boards again to Mullen.
This shift, one of the only times this game I've seen Leach break up a play, then jump into the play.
Long offside pass. Olczyk over 3 lines. That one was. And they bring it back inside the United States blue.
Philip, and that's why you see a 5-1 score.
I'd even throw in a few rolls of film. Murphy. Brett Basket catch by Mike Richter. While it may not be the best night of Richter's career, he hasn't played all that badly, I don't think. He just hasn't gotten much support. They've left him exposed so often back there.
Gretzky with lots of ice time, more than I think the first game of this tournament, and Hull getting more ice time than I thought. He going into this game, looking at it from this morning's view, with the sore knee, thought he may just play power play, but they've used him and used him here as their team trails by 4.
Played offside, brought out by the United States to center ice for Miller. Christian with him, and Hatcher. Here's Hull backhanding it and scoring for the United States.
Don, the idea when you have a 5-1 lead is not to get trapped. The Canadians got 3 players trapped in the neutral zone. The Americans put a defenseman into the rush, and all of a sudden they had 4 players. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 Canadians up at the blue line. Now it's a 4-on-2. And with the 2, both Coffey and Murphy are on one side of the ice. Look how much time Brett Hull had on the backhand. All kinds of room. There you see the puck moved into the American zone. Just a backhand swat by Brett Hull, with Hatcher joining the play, and it's 5-2.
The Americans edging back on the goal at 14:34. Here's Granado. And that shot from Roenick off the blocker of Ranford. Larmer running into Gary Suter, but clearing it for Canada. Stevens brings it inside the line. Check from behind by Granado. Gets the shot off nonetheless. Granado now beating Roenick. Team Canada steals another one inside the American zone for a moment. Suter to Granado. Dropping it back. Here's Roenick closing in and deflected over top by Bill Ranford.
Don, these are all four-man rushes now for the Americans. They're sending the defenseman into the play. Chelios on the last one. Brett Hull gets his second goal of the tournament, mainly because, Don, the Canadians got trapped in the neutral zone. And if we look at it here, you see 1, 2, 3, 4 Canadian jerseys. Only one gets back, so that means 3 forwards are trapped. There you can see them. Now the 2 defensemen are backing up. Now if we hold it, you'll see here Hatcher joined the play to make it a 4-on-2. And this is Coffey, I believe, going over there. That opens up the near side of the ice. The play is red, and there's Brett Hull. They made it look pretty easy after they trapped the Canadians.
Al McKenna skates up the near boards. Ahead to Corson for Messier. Shot by Tocchet back in behind the United States goal. Less than 4.5 minutes to go in period 2. It's 5-2 for Team Canada. First 5 goals by the Canadians, the last 2 by the United States, and this is Otto with Olczyk stepping inside the line, but Messier picks it up and brings it back up the ice. The red-shirted Canadian team, Messier leads the thrust. Here's Tocchet trying to collect the pass, can't pick it up, and the Americans clear. Mullen having trouble getting it across the blue line.
Joel Otto went back at Corson, who nailed Mullen. Joel Otto is a great competitor.
Leach goes down, approaching the Canadian net. Joey Mullen gets some help from Janney. Centers it out. Smith is taken down, but Team Canada can clear, and they do. U.S. changing on the fly. Now the Canadians will also. Corson and Tocchet go to the bench. 3.5 minutes remaining in the second period. Brett Hull forced back. Now the United States slowly comes forward. Miller on the left. Janney circling. Weinrich trailing. Gloves it. Shoots, and it's blocked by Ranford. Centering pass. Hull got a weak shot off. Couldn't get much on that. Desjardins for the Canadians now.
The Americans are starting to get it together here. Passes are starting to click, and these rushes are becoming, as I mentioned, 4-man rushes.
Robitaille keeps it in for Shanahan. Got his second Canada Cup goal earlier in this period. Hull finds it at center ice. Back for Hull. Back for Hatcher, and he shoots it high into the crowd over top. It's a 5-2 hockey game for Canada. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Of this game. He's not with them here tonight, but he is still very much their head coach, Bob Johnson. A tribute to him and how the Team USA players had to dig deep to play in this Canada Cup tournament. That's coming up between periods, a CTV sports break, and more analysis from our own Bill Clement.
And I talked to Craig Patrick, the GM of the Penguins, before the game. He said Bob Johnson is not able to watch the games live because the hospital isn't equipped to carry the channel, but carries them, but he'll be getting the tape first thing tomorrow.
Well, he said something interesting. He said Bob's starting to communicate a little bit by using his voice, and that's certainly something that everybody is happy to hear. The improvement is there, not just gradually, but quite a bit day by day, and that's certainly great news.
That's wonderful. Madano bats it along the backboards. The Americans given new life here by a couple of quick goals. They're still 3 down, but they are starting to climb that mountain. Madano's taken down, no penalty call. About 2 minutes to go in the second period. Roenick loses the race to Graham. Courtnall sweeps it in front. Center got turned around and couldn't connect on the pass. Corknell, Rick Wide, gloved and kept alive by Al McInnes. Suter tying up Sutter. Corknell looks for Lindros in front. He couldn't quite get it to him.
Team Canada tying up the Americans' best line in the American zone.
A minute 20 remaining in the period now as they bump an elbow and sticks up.
What a hit that was. Lindros on Modano that started all this. Oh, man, you could call this one a helmet popper. It looked like a shoulder into the chest of Modano or up high, perhaps to the face. Man, he has hit a lot more in this game than what he did against the Finns. Talking about Lindros.
He's finding and testing his wings in professional company.
I think he's enjoying the test. He is a player. He comes along the near glass here. Watch him move into number 9, Modano. Is it a shoulder? No, it's an elbow. Oh, baby. That was one mean, tough hit. And the American team reacted to it.
But an 18-year-old, 6'2", 225, skates toward you. With that kind of force and speed, you feel it all right.
And when he arrives in ill humor, it kind of multiplies the situation. Modano's got his head down here. Lindros comes in his right elbow or forearm, a forearm smash. Looks like maybe Lawrence Taylor moving in on a quarterback or something. Oh, man.
So Chelios is going to get 2 minor penalties out of this, so the United States will. The other one's going to go to Gary Suter.
The reaction by 2 defensemen after the hit by Lindros. And the Canadian team with 1:18 left here in the second period, through the protest of Tony Granato, will have a power play. So Suter and Chelios, the 2 defensemen that were on the ice, both sit in the penalty box.
The penalties. The Team USA, number 26, Chris Chelios. Number 20, Gary Suter. 2 minutes each for roughing. The Team Canada, number 88, Eric Lindros. 2 minutes for roughing. After 18 minutes.
The United States gets the worst of that exchange. It was Lindros who got the best shot in, and I guess the last lap.
As the tournament progresses, Don, coaches have to tell their players to act, not so much react. Lindros acted, was going to, I think, get a penalty, but the Americans overreacted. We saw it earlier when Fleury hit Hatcher in the first period. Hatcher reacted with the stick. Those types of penalties in a tournament where it's not a long season, it's a tournament, and a short one, those penalties tend to hurt your hockey club.
Now we have another of those 4-on-3 situations. This time it favors Team Canada.
Well, and Gretzky, when he has more ice time to maneuver, he can be very tricky.
Tockett's with him, McInnes and Smith. Gretzky waits for it along the boards. Fires it across. McInnes has to give chase. Keeps it in at the blue line. For Gretzky. Waits to make his move. A minute to play in period 2. McInnes across the ice for Smith. They circle, they wait, they set it up as perfectly as they can. While the United States in a 3-man box waits. Here's the shot. That's blocked in front. Tocchet was right there trying to tap it in. Ranford feeding it ahead to Gretzky. It off to Tocchet on the left wing inside the blue line, but a stick check by the Americans. Modano clears it. That is Hatcher getting it out.
Nice job by Weinrich. Hatcher, along with Joel Otto, to stop the Canadians from getting one shot.
20 seconds of the period, a little over a minute to go, and the advantage for Team Canada in manpower. And they got to regroup outside the blue line. Gretzky will shoot it to Smith. Relay it on into the far corner. Shanahan overskates it as Canada makes a change. Gretzky still on the ice, but the Americans clear it. Just a second to go in the period. This advantage will carry over to the third, as will the lead built by Team Canada. It was 5-0. It's now 5-2 after 2.
Canada, along with Gretzky, playing well, but the Americans over the last 10 minutes started to show some of their good play, and I think that sets up for what could be a good third period.
20 minutes to go here, and from Hamilton, the Copps Coliseum, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
the second period by Team USA 10-6 by Team Canada 8-8. Totals after 2 periods.
CTV's coverage of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup is being brought to you in part by Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire is a proud sponsor of Canada Cup. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
American team won short-handed goals. The Canadian team has the only one, so 4-1 is the score in this game regarding specialty teams. As we look at Don Koharski, big day for him today. He opened a new business in Burlington, Ontario. Sport and practice, a place where you bring the family down, and batting cages, golf ranges, all that stuff.
Now he comes back to his part-time job tonight.
Yeah, he's a good referee, I'll tell you that. If you watch him night after night all season long, he gets it done.
We begin the period with Suter and Chelios still in the penalty box. Eric Lindros also in for Canada, but it's a 4-on-3 advantage for 42 seconds for Team Canada. First, the U.S. must get by that if they're to mount a comeback.
Mike Keenan mentioned one thing this morning. He said, my players in back checking have to use something called head on a swivel. In other words, when they're back checking, turn your head side to side and watch for trailers joining the play. Watch for people like Hatcher and Leach coming from behind to get into the offense. And you saw Team USA, Don, during the latter portion of that second period, with their defensemen joining the rush, get it going a little bit.
The puck was not dropped fairly. So Don Koharski will reload between Shanahan and Otto. Now we're underway in period 3. Weinrich backhands it to the Canadian line for McInnes. Rink wide left side, too far for Smith. Hatcher takes over for the United States. 25 seconds to go, and the odd man power advantage for Team Canada. McInnes seeing so much ice time in these first 2 games of the Labatt Canada Cup. Brings it inside the blue line. Now makes his pass. Gets it back again. 7 seconds to go on the penalty. Smith down to Gretzky. Shanahan's parked in front. Gretzky shooting. That's turned back by Hatcher. And they're all coming out of the box now. Everybody's back on even terms. Long lead pass to Sutter. Chelios trailing. Sutter cutting in front. Couldn't make the shot. A minute gone in the final period. Lindros made a nice move there. Had to take it away at the last moment. Adano now, long drive. Radford handles and turns to the side for Stevens. Wolanin back inside the blue line. Brings it ahead with the pass to Leach now. Left at the Team Canada blue line, and Murphy clears. Gets it out. Graham on the left wing. That's the long wide-angle shot. Go collects it in behind, feeds it in front. Loose puck. Picked up by Roenick. Adano. Roenick on the right. Brings it to the line, but not beyond. Sutter for Team Canada. His shot off the blocker of Richter. Murphy goes to the bench. Canada changing on the fly. Almost 2 minutes into period 3. Pass at center is broken up by Miller.
Sutter made sure that he picked up Roenick in the neutral zone, Don. When Sutter's on the ice and Roenick is out there, it's not Sutter's job to score when you have the lead. It's his job to take care of Roenick in a defensive fashion. Did a nice job during that last shift.
Sutter makes the right side pass. Janney at center ice for the United States. Miller's with him. He has it now. Miller gets turned off to the corner. Desjardins, very impressive in these first 2 games for Team Canada. Up the boards for Robitaille. Courtnall over on the far side, relays it ahead of break for Messier. Robitaille with him. In they come 2-on-1. Back to Robitaille. He shoots wide.
You're seeing the American defense pinch a lot since they trail by 3, and when they do that, they're going to get trapped on occasion. Chelios just was, but Canada could not finish the play.
From Hamilton, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
So much.
We talked about defense pinching for Team USA when they trail. This is Suter in here pinching. Over on the other side, Chelios is going to be there. Janney's back, filling in. But watch, Suter's in already. We mentioned that. The puck goes around. Hold it. There goes Chelios, and he's trapped. And the puck will be ricocheted off the boards. And watch the 2-on-1 develop with both defensemen back. Suter now jumps back into the play, but Chelios is trapped. It's a 2-on-1. Robitaille with a rolling puck doesn't hit the open side. But pinching-wise, you're going to see a lot of it, I think, throughout the third period by the Americans as they trail.
Shane Corson getting ready for the face-off for Team Canada. Dave Christian for the United States. About 3 minutes gone in the third period, 5-2. Team Canada has the lead. Lindros, Larmer, Howardchuk, Stevens, Shanahan, the goal scorers for Team Canada. Leach to an open wing. Gretzky at the blue line, leaves it there. Over the left side now for Shane Corson. Corson, Richter down to smother it. And there's a stoppage in play. 3 assists on some very pretty goals tonight. Wayne Gretzky has helped engineer.
He did not score a point in the initial game for Canada in this tournament. And Wayne Gretzky's always had lots of support. His wife here watching, and his father watching, and guess which one is which?
I'll leave that to you. Waller, Gretzky, and Janet have to be happy with what they've seen so far tonight, both from a team standpoint and from Wayne's standpoint, closing his hand more firmly now and even taking a couple of face-offs from time to time. Corson on the draw here with Otto. They go down in the pile. Smith carries on. Here's Corson behind the net, leaving it there. Weinrich over on the far side with Mullen. Rick wide relays broken off by Shane Corson, and Corson dumps it back to the United States corner. Leach. Mullen back to Leach. Americans having a tough time clearing. Persistent forechecking by Canada. Now they bring it forward. An errant left wing pass is too far for Christian. Al McInnes leads the puck up to Lindros. Cross to the other side. Shanahan couldn't pick it up. Gretzky has it now. Gretzky to Lindros. Young Lindros going in against 3 defenders. They stop him at the blue line.